वहीं पर अगर मैं Gen Z की भाषा को बोरो करूं, then I will have to say Modi ji clocked it and provided a legislative solution.
क्या हो गया फिर? आंदोलन क्यों किया? आंदोलन क्यों किया आपने? उनको फोमो हुआ, फोमो, फियर ऑफ मिसिंग आउट। सारे बच्चे यहाँ पर आंदोलन कर रहे हैं, हम क्या कर रहे हैं? तो हम चले गए पीएम आवास पर। इससे बड़ा डेलुलू दूसरा नहीं है।
हम जो डिलुलू के बारे में बोले ना, आप भी उस डिलुलू में न रहना कि वो आपके साथ है।
नारा देते थे वास्तेगुने हुइया, एक नारा देते थे वास्तेगुने हुइया, और वो नारा देते थे इतने प्यार से, इतनी खूबसूरत तरीके से इस्तीफा मांगते थे, कहते थे जब आपसे इस्तीफा भी मांगते थे तो कहते थे कुचू पुचू इस्तीफा दे दो, आज हमारा जन्मदिन है।
The debate began after the CJP-led NEET protest movement dominated headlines. Reacting to videos from the protest, BJP MP Kangana Ranaut launched a series of strongly worded Instagram posts. She described many of the protest videos as puke-inducing and said she had never seen so much ugliness in one place. But perhaps her strongest remarks were directed at Gen Z women. Kangana called them Generation Gutter. She described many young women as ugly and corrupt, and she questioned whether they were capable of becoming homemakers. She accused them of glorifying drugs, drinks, and endless body counts, and alleged that many proudly lived off their parents' earnings while celebrating what they called freedom. Her remarks immediately triggered a nationwide political storm. Some agreed that abusive language had no place in democratic protests. Others accused Kangana of stereotyping an entire generation based on the actions of a few. But while Kangana was attacking Gen Z's language, something remarkable was happening inside Parliament. During the debate on the Public Examinations Amendment Bill, MPs from both the Treasury and opposition benches began borrowing the very language dominating Instagram reels and meme culture. Union Minister Jitendra Singh said the opposition was MIA, internet shorthand for missing in action, suggesting they disappeared when students first needed them. He also accused the opposition of suffering from FOMO, or fear of missing out, saying they only jumped into the protest later because they didn't want to be left behind politically. BJP MP Basuri Swaraj said Prime Minister Narendra Modi had clocked it in Gen Z language. Clock it means spotting the truth or understanding a situation perfectly.
अगर मैं Gen Z की भाषा को बोरो करूं, then I will have to say Modi ji clocked it and provided a legislative solution.
BJP MP Tejasvi Surya called the opposition Delulu, a viral internet word for someone who is delusional or completely disconnected from reality.
इससे बड़ा डेलुलू दूसरा नहीं है।
Congress MP Dipendra Singh Hooda, who used two phrases that went viral during the student protests, Kuchu Puchu and Vasteguna Huiya. Kuchu Puchu, once baby talk, has now become an internet meme often used sarcastically to mock someone for being overly pampered or treated too softly.
नारा देते थे वास्तेगुने हुइया, एक नारा देते थे वास्तेगुने हुइया, और वो नारा देते थे इतने प्यार से, इतनी खूबसूरत तरीके से इस्तीफा मांगते थे, कहते थे जब आपसे इस्तीफा भी मांगते थे तो कहते थे कुचू पुचू इस्तीफा दे दो, आज हमारा जन्मदिन है।
And Vasteguna Huiya, perhaps the strongest phrase of all of them, doesn't actually have a fixed meaning. It became famous simply because it was absurd. A random viral catchphrase that Gen Z turned into a meme, and eventually even Parliament picked it up. But perhaps the first time the language of Instagram, the language of memes, had officially become the language of Parliament. Interestingly, this shift goes far beyond one debate. India's political class has increasingly realized that young voters no longer consume politics through long speeches or television debates. They consume it through Instagram, YouTube shorts, memes, reels, and viral moments. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's social media strategy reflects exactly that. Over the past few months, we've seen selfie-style videos, casual camera angles, podcast appearances, and youth-focused digital content aimed directly at younger audiences. During the same parliament debate, Congress MP Priyanka Gandhi took a swipe at that strategy. She remarked that if the government truly wanted to win Gen Z's trust, it would take more than changing the camera angle. It would require changing the heart behind the message. So today, India finds itself in a fascinating contradiction. On one hand, one of the BJP's most high-profile MPs believes Gen Z's language reflects declining values. On the other hand, leaders across party lines are actively borrowing that very language to make political speeches sound more relatable. Because whether anyone likes it or not, Gen Z has changed the way India communicates. Even Parliament is adapting. Does that mean every meme deserves to become political language? Not necessarily. Respectful, disagreement, and abusive language are two very different things. But language itself evolves with every generation. The phrases that sound ridiculous today often become completely normal tomorrow. The bigger question, perhaps, isn't whether Parliament should speak Gen Z, it's whether politicians genuinely understand the generation they are trying to reach, or whether they are simply borrowing its vocabulary without understanding its concerns. Because young voters aren't just looking for politicians who know what Delulu means. They are looking for politicians who understand why they are angry in the first place. Yes, whether it's Delulu, FOMO, or Clock It, Gen Z's language has officially entered Parliament. But is speaking their language really enough? Can politicians win over an entire generation simply by borrowing its slang? Or does Gen Z expect something far more meaningful? Real accountability, real conversations, and real change. Because sounding like Gen Z doesn't automatically mean thinking like Gen Z. And perhaps that's the real challenge. Not learning the internet's vocabulary, but understanding the generation behind it. What do you think? Is Parliament finally connecting with Gen Z? Or is this just another political performance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. For more news and updates from the world of showbiz and beyond, stay tuned to Times Entertainment. I am Dipali Patel and I'll see you in the next one.